Hey guys, Chicago injury lawyer Scott Desalvo here, and today is the story of when a good case goes bad. Okay, so what am I talking about? I represent this lady in a fall down case, and here's what I do in fall down cases. I do a ton of investigation, I ask a ton of questions, and sometimes, especially people who have an old injury case, let's say they have an old work injury case, or they were once represented by an injury lawyer um, for a car accident case, right? So for those kinds of cases, boy, I've gotten to the point where I can interview somebody in 5 or 10 minutes, get all the information I need, and open up their file and start working on the case. Experienced lawyers in fall down cases don't do that, and God knows I'm one of them. I do a lot of detailed work on fall down cases to make sure that everything is square because they're very complicated, hard to prove cases. So this lady came to me with a case. It sounded like a good case. It sounded like she was going to need her back surgery repeated, right? So how is it that a case like this, that, I got the initial pictures, they looked good, it sounded like it was going to be a massive injury with over $100,000 in medical bills. What happened? How could that possibly turn into a bad case? That's crazy, right? Well, not so crazy. Not so crazy. Isn't that crazy? And I'll tell you why. The reason it's not so crazy is that after we filed a lawsuit, there was no offer at any point. The insurance company never wanted to negotiate, would never make a single penny offer, despite the fact that I worked hard on the case, really worked it up. And, if you've watched my other videos, you know that upper 80s, almost 90% of my cases settle because we work them up and do such a good demand letter and think about all the angles, and I do my homework early on. And I was actually surprised. I'm like, boy, these guys have it wrong. So once the case is ensued, I always like to meet with the client at the scene, update my photos, talk to the client about what's what, and that's what we did, right? So, that's basically what we did in the case. I met with her, and guess what happened? Well, two things happened. First, she never ended up having to repeat her back surgery. Her back got better really quick. It even surprised her back surgeon. So there was no big medical bill, no big medical procedure. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you know the bigger the injury, the more the medical bills, the more permanent the injury, the bigger the case. But even worse than that, I went to the scene of the accident, and it is one of those rare, once in a career type situations where the photos my client took are actually better than what it actually looked like. So usually what happens in a fall down case is there are problems with the photos. Like there's a big problem, the client sends me photos, the photos look terrible. Like the photos are so bad I can't even really use them because they don't really show, they don't really show the injury, they don't really show the problem, right? And then I got to go out and take new ones. Well, this is the opposite. This lady took photos, and the photos were great. It was like, okay, I can figure out, I know exactly what the problem is with these, like what caused her to fall and what they should have done. Like, this is great. We got a great case here. Well, not so much. Not so much. We went out there, and the sidewalk area where she fell on looked perfect. So I don't know if it was the time of day or a shadow or what it was, but my God, when I went out there, my heart sank because I had to tell the lady, I'm like, boy, we have a small case with no big injury, no big medical treatment. We have a serious, serious problem. So she was actually a very nice lady, wonderful lady, had watched all my videos, we had long conversations, and she's like, listen, I understand, I was mad at them because of what they did, but I understand if we can't prove it, should we just drop the case? Well, I told her, no, let's not drop the case. We're this far in. Let me see what I can do. Well, listen, I'm here to tell you I still got this lady a pretty good 5-figure settlement. Even though if we had taken the case to trial, between you, me, and the fence post, I think it probably would have been a not guilty. We probably would have gotten 0. But luckily that didn't happen. So we stuck in there, we hung in there, we gave it our best shot. Now look, it took me 2 months to hector the insurance company and the defense attorney before they got money, and their first offer was garbage. So their offer came up like 3 times, and finally it came up to a number that I felt like was the end of the road, and I just talked to the client, and she agreed to take it, and we were in good shape. So that's what happened. So that's the story about how a good case can go bad, but there was still a happy ending. And the client was nice. You know, she was very appreciative for what I got her. She understood. See, this is what I always say. Like, these people who call me up and say, my lawyer won't explain to me what's going on, you know, he or she won't talk to me, like, they won't tell me why there's no offer, they won't tell me why this or why that. All of this is, you know, if you're an attorney or even you're not an attorney, all of this is very basic. It's not rocket science. Any attorney, pardon me, who wants to turn this into rocket science is full of it. This isn't that complicated. This stuff isn't that complicated. You know, anyone can figure out how this stuff works. And anyone worth their salt can break it down in plain English. And anyone listening to that plain English can understand. So this idea that people can't understand the case is so complicated, no. The lawyer's lazy. Explain it the right way and the client will understand it. So that's how that works. So anyway, hope that information helped you. If I can be of assistance, you can always call me at 312-500-4500. That's 312-500-4500. Free call anytime, night or day. If you're not ready to talk to a lawyer, you can always check out my case cash calculator or my good case calculator. Tells you whether you might have a good case or whether you might have a case with some challenges, or it tells you the settlement value of the case. The cool thing is those tools, links in the description, are completely free to use, don't cost nothing. You can use them as many times as you want. And what else? I don't know. What else? There's got to be something else I'm missing. Oh, they're free. They take 20 seconds to fill out. 7 multiple choice questions, and then you have custom information based specifically on your situation, all without talking to a lawyer and for free. Links in the description. I'm getting a ton of thank yous and positive feedback. People love those calculators. They're using them a lot, and they're thanking me for creating them. So people are getting good information out of those things, and they appreciate it, which is why I can recommend them to you. It's not just that I like them, it's that people who are using them really like them. So check them out. Finally, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you know when a new video comes out. And finally, if you wouldn't mind leaving me a 5-star review on Google if you appreciate the free tools, the information, or a consultation. If you wouldn't mind leaving me a 5-star review on Google, I'd really appreciate it. There's a link in the description. You just go to that page. Takes you right there. Click 5 stars, say a kind word, hit submit. 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds of work for you, but an invaluable favor to me that I will never forget and that I really appreciate and thank you for. If you don't feel like doing it or you don't feel comfortable doing it, that's okay too. We're still friends. My YouTube channel has over 200 injury videos that explain how all this stuff works, so you don't have to operate in the dark, and all the videos are 100% free. So with that, I'm going to sign off. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you and your family are well. If there's anything I can do for you or anyone you know in the future who's been involved in an accident with an injury, please do not hesitate to give me a call. I certainly appreciate it. Thanks very much. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.